Hello. So, to wrap up, I just want to highlight why intercultural competences matter so much for anyone who wants to be a global citizen. Today, we interact with people who are from different identities and have different backgrounds, such as social or cultural, and they have different ways to see the world, like they have different perspectives. So, understanding these cultural dimensions is not just something nice to have, it's just something that's necessary to have, that it's something we have to have essentially. When we learn about how cultures influence communication and in behavior and in expectations, we develop something called cultural intelligence, which basically helps us to navigate in situations easily and with more awareness and just to not make that much of assumptions, because sometimes we make assumptions based on perspectives we have, and that's not correct. All of these competencies make a huge difference when it comes to working with others. Knowing how to communicate across cultures, knowing how to negotiate in a respectful way, and knowing how to resolve conflicts in a culturally sensitive way really helps us to avoid misunderstandings that we could get easily in a way of misunderstanding, and to remove any friction or any possible bad experiences. So instead of turning small differences into big problems, these skills can help us create smoother teamworks and be more inclusive in spaces where everybody feels understood and respected. So basically, what we've learned is to not just judge by before knowing them and by their culture, but listen to everybody and everybody's opinion, and after that we can make the judgments. Overall, building these intercultural skills will prepare us for to have a better global context. And in my case, this could prepare me for the future in my career because this negotiation part is essential. Anybody that wants to be a leader once in their life has to know and have knowledge about intercultural leadership skills. Whether it's in school or in international organizations, international programs, or later on in some workplaces, it is important to appreciate different perspectives in the world. And we also need to see diversity as something cool and something that needs to be valued rather than something unusual. So I can say and agree that developing intercultural competencies is key for succeeding in an intercultural world. I've worked before in this business related intercultural world, and I've seen things that I don't agree with, but I'm so happy that I now have knowledge of them and I can correct them. Also, I've worked with intercultural students in my class, which makes me intercultural self-aware, and even being them having cultural shocks with me being in my country, I also had cultural shocks with them. I also took a gap year in another country to learn a language and to learn a culture different from mine. And I can 100% agree that I would have loved to know all about this intercultural system before going there, so I could have adapted easier to their culture and to see their perspectives in their way rather from mine. It was very complicated to adapt to that culture, but I think it was because I was not aware that I needed to do a change actually, because I think Canadian and Mexican cultures are not that similar. I think everybody deserves a chance to be heard and to be listened. So I think it's important to understand different perspectives in the world and to listen to them and analyze them. And even if you don't really agree with what they think or what they say and what their beliefs are, it's important that we are aware that there are some changes in the world and it's completely fine. Thank you.